It's finally time to retrofit my Jessem clear-cut stock guides to my Incra fin system. More right after this. I'm Rick, and this Shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. Bow up for your sanity. This is the shack. Hello and welcome back to the shack. In this video, we're going to go over my little method, what I figured out to retrofit my Jessem clear-cut stock guides to my Incra fence system. Now there are other videos out there, and a lot of the people have different ways of mounting the guides to the fence. Even Incra has some adapters. I didn't care for it, and because of the way the positioner arm that comes out sets higher than the fence, I came up with a different method. So I'm gonna go through what I did. Hopefully it will give you some ideas. And that's what it's all about. We're just throwing things out there, sharing ideas, how we come up with it. And even though I've seen other people do it, I kind of taken a little bit of what they've done, put my spin on it, and I actually like the way it comes out. This thing is solid on there. It's very, very simple to either remove the guides or remove the whole bar itself. With that, let's just dive right in. I apologize ahead of time. The heater is blowing behind me so you can hear it. Finally getting a little bit of a winter, so the shop is about, I don't know if it's even 40 out here right now. We will survive. This was my configuration for the Jessem clear-cut guides I had on my table saw when I had the factory Harvey fence system. Because I converted over to the Incra fin system, this no longer works. I had to reconfigure it to fit to the Incra. I've got a few ideas, but I want mine completely removable. So I'm gonna try some to see what happens. I'm just gonna use this wood for now. I think if it works, I will get a piece of oak because I want a good piece of hardwood on there. Since the magnet locks no longer work for this system, I got everything taken off, but I'm gonna leave this on here and I'm gonna show you what I'm thinking of doing. This is my Incra fin system, and the fence is lower than the little positioner arm here. So I can't just set this on there because it'll be sticking past the fence. I need this behind here because I don't want anything obstructing the path of my material along the fence. Plus, I want this to be able to slide it on when I need it. And if I need to do something else, for some reason I need this off, I can slide it off. So I'm gonna utilize the track system here for this. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm gonna put a rabbet on this side. However wide this ends up being, I'm gonna have a rabbet from the end over to here, and at least a little bit higher than this, so it has plenty of room to slide right over it. That way I can slide it on, put some screws on there, tighten them down, and it'll be secure. If I have to remove it, I can loosen those screws and slide this whole thing off. So I want this removable. I don't want it on there permanent. I'm gonna cut this down to the width, cut it to length to match the bar here. So let's cut this down to size first. So I'm pretty well dead on 2 inches. And this is about 2.5. So what I think I'll do 2 1/4, run through, go down to 2 inches, run the other side through. That should be darn near dead on to these lines right here. That's what I'm gonna do. I like that. 2.5, 2 1/4 right there. First one set at 2 1/4. Flip this over. I'm just curious. I love how accurate this thing is. I want to get my calipers on here. I'm going to measure it. I'm just curious how close to 2 inches that is. Dead zero. Oh, you know what? I forgot to set this up. I'm off a little. I'm at 2.012. When I was cutting the material for the Little League Championship ring shelf I made, I adjusted this differently. I forgot to set it back to 0. So I'm gonna have to bring that in until I get to 2 inches. I'm gonna do that off camera. I just want to recalibrate this. Ooh. I don't know if I am at 2.001. 2.001. That is dead on now. So I was way off. So now we're back up and we are accurate. Once again, that was on me. I forgot to dial it back in. Get this on here. Oh yeah, that is perfect. Perfect. Let me cut this down. Now that I have this cut down to the length and the width, fitting on there, excellent. I like the fit now. Well, my camera died and I didn't know that till I went to edit it. So this part got lost. Setting the board on there, kind of got the measurements, figured out what I'm gonna do as far as the rabbet is concerned. Maybe a 30-second wider so it has a little room there, and maybe a 30-second higher so it will clear the arm of the positioner. I'm gonna set it on the table saw and I can get my calipers out. I can measure that distance between the fence and the arm, the little raised area, transfer that measurement onto the table saw, raise the blade up to that height, go just a little bit higher, because I want to make sure it clears, because I don't want to spend the time switching everything over to a dado blade just for one cut. Just run it through till they get to the desired width. I have the rabbet done now, as you see, and when I slide it on, if I push it against that where it is almost flush, I have plenty of room back here. It will pass that, no issues, all up and down. And I want the fins to be a little proud of this, just so I can be assured that running material through here, this will not interfere at all. But I did screw up as usual. Yeah. Wrong side, it mounts this way. I would love one project to go without any mistakes. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm going to re-drill these. That lines up with the second hole. So when I drill the hole on this side, I'm gonna go to the first one. This side, I will put one wood screw in, and that hole that's already there, I'll go ahead and use that for the bolt to go all the way through with the nut on to fit into this track. So let me get this lined up. Let me get these holes drilled and we'll be right back. You don't need to see all that. Sometimes it's good to kind of hoard nuts and bolts and stuff. I don't know where I got these from, but they actually fit and they will work perfect. They're 1/4-20s. I went down and bought some pan heads, 1/4-20s. Oh crap, they don't work. These must be different sizes. I grabbed one that's a 1/4-20. All right, so I got 3 that are large, 3 that are 1/4-20. So what I'm gonna do, I will use the long ones on the front and end, and in the middle, I'll use the square nuts that fit right in here. So that's good. Huh. Still good. I got these. They will work fantastic. So this side here, I'm going to drill out for the 1/4 bolts. My self-centering bit, I'll put a link in the description. The ones I have are made in the USA. Snappy brand, self-centering. Put that in there. I'll drill these 4 out, all these. Then over to the drill press, I'll drill them out to 1/4 inch. I just want to make sure they stay straight. That's why I'm using the drill press. Then I'll mount this back on here and we'll put those in and make sure they fit. 'Cause I'm sure that should be, hell, that might not even work now, come to think about it. Well, hell, I guess I gotta go back to the damn store now. This isn't gonna work. I've kind of gone in a little different direction. Not completely different, but just kind of veered a little bit. My first intent was to possibly use these square nuts, but these are 1/4-20s. And I found I had these longer ones, which I liked, and they fit in there really well. And that gave me a lot of surface to bite on, so it would be nice and tight. Unfortunately, the 1/4-20 bolt itself wouldn't fit in here. This is a 10-24 and it fits in there perfect. When you slide the guides on, they ride right here. It has to be below the surface. It cannot be above it. I could have went with the 1/4-20, but I would have had to have ground this bolt head down until it fit in there. Or I go with this, a 10-24. Time that goes through right there, it should be perfect. I may have to cut a little bit off, we'll see. But what I'm going to do, since I don't have anything like this for a 10-24 bolt, these larger ones, the 1/4-20s I'm going to keep because I like them. I use a lot more 1/4-20s. But the larger ones, I'm just going to use these 2 since I only need 4. I have one more if I need another one. But for now, I am going to go over to the vise. I'm going to get my saw. I'm going to cut it off right even with the hole on both sides. I'll go to the drill press. I'm going to drill and tap this for 10-24. So that will be my nut. So that's what I'm going to do. So when I get this done, we'll be right back. I have these all drilled and tapped. So now I'll use those to slide in. And yeah, that's good. That's a good fit. That looks really close. So once I get this drilled and I'll put one in, I'll screw it in and see if it comes down. If it sticks out just a little bit too far, I'll just simply go to the grinder and I'll grind a little bit of that off. So in my next step, I'm going to take my centering drill bit. I'll have a starter hole on all these. Then I'll get the drill bit that I need, and I don't know what size that is. I used a 5/32 to drill this for my 10-24 tap. Once I get the starter hole there, I'll use a 3/16 drill those out, and we'll be right back. Have these all drilled through now. Oh yeah, perfect. Look at that. Completely flush, sets in like it's supposed to. Let's see. Screw this on here. I think that'll work. Oh yeah, that's nice. Hot dog. Very good. Let me get the rest of these screws on here. I think we are in business now. And the last one. And I don't think I'm going to have to shave these bolts at all. Slide this last one in. That looks nice. I went about halfway, about right there. That looks good right there. Yeah, that's good. It's behind this all the way. Let me make sure these tighten up. I just want to make sure Oh, baby. We're back in business. Okay, the other one on here. Oh, man, look at that. Nice. I'm going to have to double check. I forget. I think I'm going to have to readjust these since the height's different on them. So I'm going to have to go get the paperwork out again and see where I got to set this. When I had it on the factory Harvey fence, because it was kind of high, I had to extend these for the proper angle. I want to say 35, 40 degrees. I'll have to look it up again. Oh yeah, by the time I tighten that up, look at that. That's solid, man. That is absolutely solid. I think this is going to work. Well, I was pretty close. It's actually 30 degrees. This one I already have set, so I'm going to do this one real quick. It's going to line this up. That's the 30 degrees. It's a little bit high. So I wouldn't even be able to do 1/8 inch material. So I want to loosen this up and extend it just a little bit, and we should be good to go. The other one I already set, and it's almost touching the table saw top. See, we just go down one. Right there it is. That's where we're sitting. So I'm going to go down one more right there. Can't go any further, but that's good. That's hairline. I can barely see any light underneath that, so we are good. This is the perfect setting. This is where it's supposed to be. Tighten that up. Very, very good. Make sure these are all snug. Now, when using these, you have to make sure your fence is secure. So in the case of the Incra, I have to tighten the little knob in the back here. So now it's solid. Piece of wood I can run through, just to give you an idea. Okay, so if I'm going to cut this, what I would do, I'd bring this down. I wouldn't touch the roller. Let this touch and tighten it. Tighten that, tighten that. Yeah, right there. Preloaded, perfect. So I bring this one down, tighten it down, make sure these are snug, slide it out. So now when I feed the material through, see how it goes up? See, it goes up. And that is pushing it into the fence and pushing it down. Excellent. 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 Now these are set for the correct length on this. So if I have tall material, loosen the knobs here on each guide, slide it off, and I'm good to go because it's behind. The fence is proud of this. And if for some reason I need something that's going to cover this, maybe a jig or something, I don't know, 4 screws loosen, the whole thing slides right off. This is another check off the to-do list. I think my table saw 100% back up and running. I have links to everything I've done up there. Check in the description. Retrofitting the power switch and the above blade dust collection to the Incra fence system. And of course we got this done now. Fantastic. Man, oh man, I love it when things come together. I am happy. This is another huge check off. Now everything that I had on the other system is officially remounted to the Incra fence system. Now there are other videos out there. This I think is very simple. Rabbet, boom, slides it right on like you see right here. Loosen the screws, slide it off, slide it on, tighten them up. I mean, you can't get more simple than that. You don't have to remove it if you got tall stock. 2 knobs right here, takes this guide off, slide the other one off, and you're still good. You don't have to remove the base. If you have a jig or something that needs to go over here, then it's just 4 screws and off. I mean, God, I like this all the way around. I'm very, very happy. So this is done. I would say the table saw is officially 100% back up and running. Switch has been relocated. Above blade dust collection has been retrofitted and mounted. It's working again. Guides are back on. Yeah, I am ready. If you got any more questions, always hit the comment section below. Feel free to email me directly. I will do everything I can to help. I may not get back to you the next day. It may take a couple of days, but I will try to get back to you one way or another. So we are done. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Take back your shack. Build it for your sanity. I love it when things come together, especially when all this gets back up and running. It just makes it that much more of a joy to use your tools. Thanks again for watching. We will see you next video.